Most of us start with ambition, but we get pulled in 100 directions before we gain any real traction. It's not laziness, it's a world engineered to steal your attention, swipe by swipe. Investors know the power of focus, yet even they get trapped in noise, comparison, and endless distractions. And if you're honest, you've probably lost more opportunities to distraction than to failure. Everyone thinks life changes through massive moves, but any seasoned investor knows compounding starts tiny. It's the boring and sexy daily reps that quietly build momentum. The ones nobody applauds, and deep down, you're tired of restarting every quarter, every Monday, every January. Meanwhile, others keep inching forward because they simply stayed in the game longer than you did. Ask yourself this: what would 100 days of consistency actually change? Not in theory, but in your career, your finances, your health, your confidence. Doing nothing keeps everything exactly the same, and investors know stagnation is the most expensive position to hold. The next 100 days will pass anyway. The real risk is letting them pass with zero return. Welcome to the Max Focus channel. I'm Max, your guide to upgrading your habits, mindset, and life. Before we begin, remember our core message: rewire your mind, redesign your life. For the next few minutes, I'll be your coach on this journey. Before we dive in, a quick note: this video is for educational purposes only and to help you think, reflect, and grow. And if you're serious about leveling up, make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss a video from Max Focus. In this video, I'll break down how showing up for just 100 days can completely shift your life with simple frameworks, real numbers, lifestyle examples, and practical steps you can start using today. Grab a notebook and commit to finishing this video. Your 100-day transformation starts right now. Here's the truth: small daily actions will beat big dramatic plans every single time. We think success needs intensity, but what really wins is showing up, even for 15 minutes. Those tiny moments compound into real progress faster than most people ever expect. Think about it like this: 100 days of just 15 minutes adds up to 25 full hours of progress. Most people don't even give themselves that much time in an entire year. When you're consistent, you quietly build skill, momentum, and confidence without burning out. Most people keep waiting for motivation to magically appear, and that's why they stay stuck. Real growth happens when you build routines that don't rely on how you feel in the moment. Like Robert Collier said, success is simply small efforts repeated again and again, even on the days you don't feel like it. The 100-day rule is simple: it's long enough to truly change you, but short enough that your brain says, "Yeah, I can do that." Over 100 days, you start seeing real progress, little wins that stack into something bigger, and before you know it, you're becoming someone you didn't even think was possible. Think about it: 100 days is just 14 weeks, basically 3 months. It's the same amount of time it takes for a season to change, and in that small window, you could literally reshape your body, build a new skill, or transform how you think. The truth is, most people fail because they plan for a whole year, but quit by week 2. That's why the 100-day rule works: your focus stays tight, and the finish line feels real. Like Karen Lamb said, "A year from now you'll wish you had started today." And she was right. Before results ever show up, your identity has to shift first. You have to see yourself as the kind of person who actually follows through, even when motivation fades. When identity leads, behavior naturally falls into place. Most of what we do every day runs on autopilot, which means your identity decides your habits long before you even notice them. When you shift who you believe you are, your unconscious finally starts working for you instead of against you. It's the quiet rewiring that changes everything. Instead of saying "I hope I can change," you start saying "I'm the kind of person who shows up." That tiny shift in language creates a massive shift in your life. Because like Aristotle said, we become whatever we repeatedly do. Let's start with something simple. Pick the one goal that gives you the biggest return on your life. Most people try to chase too many things at once and end up exhausted. But when you choose the one habit that improves everything else, you create momentum you can actually feel. Here's the crazy part: Americans spread themselves across 7 to 10 different goals, and it's no surprise burnout follows. But imagine the opposite, waking up with one mission, one direction, one win to chase. Suddenly everything becomes lighter, clearer, and so much easier to stick with. And here's the truth, trying to do everything at once usually means you end up doing nothing well. But when you focus on one mission, you tap into a level of power most people never experience. Like Bruce Lee said, the successful warrior isn't superhuman, he's just incredibly focused. Here's the truth: motivation comes and goes, but systems keep you moving even on the days you don't feel like it. When you shape your environment, track your progress, and stay accountable, consistency becomes almost automatic. These 3 systems aren't just tools, they're the engine that keeps your goals alive for 100 days and beyond. Tracking your habits might look simple, but it boosts your chances of sticking to them by almost 40%. It's not the tracker itself, it's the daily reminder that you're building something meaningful. And when your workspace is clean and your goals are visible, your mind naturally shifts into action mode. Most people wait for motivation to strike like lightning, but that's why they stop. Systems save you from depending on those rare motivation peaks, because at the end of the day, like James Clear says, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Here's the truth, the messy middle is where most people disappear. When you hit day 15 to 40, resistance shows up hard, and it feels like you're slipping backward. But this discomfort isn't a warning sign, it's proof you're breaking old patterns. Most resolutions die before they even have a chance, so that's why January 19th is called Quitter's Day. People assume the dip means something is wrong, when actually it means your brain is starting to rewire. If you push through, you join the top 5% who don't quit early. Einstein said it best, it's not about being brilliant, it's about staying with the problem longer. The messy middle is where your character is built, your identity shifts, and momentum is earned. If you stay in the game, even imperfectly, you win. Most people think big results come from big moves, but the truth is the opposite. Real growth starts with tiny actions you repeat day after day. When you show up consistently, those small steps start compounding just like interest in a bank account. If you improve just 1% each day for 100 days, the change is massive. That tiny daily effort adds up until suddenly you're operating at more than double the level you started. And when that happens, your confidence rises, people start noticing, and new opportunities open in ways you didn't expect. The hardest part is that compounding doesn't feel exciting at first. You won't see big changes on day 3 or day 10, and that's why most people quit. But if you stay patient, the moment the effect kicks in, it hits like an explosion, and your life shifts faster than you ever imagined. Here's your 100-day blueprint of small actions: 1 big focus, identity shift, simple systems, push through the dip, trust compounding. Your life doesn't change when you make massive moves. It changes when you make tiny moves consistently. The next 100 days will pass anyway. Make them count. If this helped you, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs this push. And drop a comment below. What's your 100-day goal? Let's build a community that shows up together. This is Max from the Max Focus channel. Rewire your mind, redesign your life. Start today. Your future self is already cheering for you.